Badou Jack was in London last week to watch Gervonta Davis beat Liam Walsh, and he said in a few interviews that I didn't want a rematch with him because it might end my career. He was also saying that he bust me up and that's why I'm still out injured. But let's make this clear. Badou Jack is a pussy. I went into that fight a mess. I've since had an operation on my nose for a deviated septum, and I will require an operation on my right shoulder. Contrary to what's being said about Jack knocking my teeth out and what he falsely believes, I've used a bridge of false teeth for many years. The only thing he did was perforate my eardrum. I went in there injured and still would have beat him. Still should have beat him. I was up on 2 of the scorecards going into the last round when he knocked me down. I want the rematch, and I would even do it at light heavyweight just to shut him up. He is living off that draw. It's made him look so much better than he is. He's getting so much respect and kudos because he went 12 rounds with me, but he did not beat me up. Those are the words of James Degale, talking about his rival, or his former rival at super middleweight, Badou Jack. Now, people can say a lot of things about James Degale, and they do. One thing you can't say about him is that he's a coward, or he's somebody that shies away from a challenge. He's clearly not. Most people who take the kind of beating, and yes, he took a beating against Badou Jack. Most fighters who take that kind of beating against somebody and manage to escape with their title, they don't call for an immediate rematch. But that's exactly what James Degale did. He said, if you want a rematch, let's do it straight away. In the post-fight interview, James Degale has got cojones, man. The guy's got balls. He's a real fighter. Again, whether you like his personality or you don't, whether you rate him as a fighter or you don't, you have to say the guy is no coward and he does not shy away from tough fights and tough situations. So I take my hat off to James Degale, calling Badou Jack out, saying he's willing to step up even to fight Badou Jack at 175 pounds. That's how desperately he wants this rematch to prove that he's the better man. What do you think about this from James Degale? Do you think he should pursue this rematch? Do you think he'd be better served looking to unify at 168 pounds? Do you think Badou Jack would be too much for him at 175? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Badou Jack is a very big man. I don't think Badou Jack is afraid of James Degale in the slightest. He is just an absolutely enormous super middleweight, or was, and could no longer make the weight no more. He was saying that he was going to move up after the James Degale fight, even before the fight. He said, regardless, win or lose, I'm going to move up after this fight. So it's not like it was a hasty snap decision that he made after the Degale fight. No, he was talking about it even beforehand. Or at least his promoter, Floyd Mayweather, was. So it is what it is. Let me know what you think of the quote here from James Degale and your thoughts on the rivalry between these two men. Would you like to see them fight again? The first fight was fantastic. One of the best super middleweight fights I've ever seen. And I lived through the golden age of the super middleweight division, which was in the 90s. This was one of the best fights that I've ever seen in the division. I'm not saying it was the best ever. It wasn't, but it was definitely up there with a lot of the best fights that happened in the super middleweight division in the 90s. No question about it. Great fight. And I'd love to see a rematch. So let me know how you feel in the comment section, people. It's happening. I'm out.